Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Before I start my editorial, let me request you please share this video, share this content, because YouTube doesn't share our content. YouTube doesn't distribute our content the way it should. So we request you, our viewers, to share our content if, of course, you feel this content is worth sharing. That said, let me get into our topic of the day. Today, I want to talk to you about hatred. I want to talk to you about creating enemies. I want to talk to you about majoritarianism. That's what I want to talk to you about. And of course, I'm referring to the meat ban during Navratri. That's my topic number one. I want to take you through another story where a journalist went into a shop and created a ruckus because Haldirams had written their description in Urdu. So she created a ruckus. Let's discuss these two issues and let me connect all of this with what I just said. Hatred, creating enemies, and majoritarianism. Let's get right into the show. Okay, so this South Delhi Municipal Corporation Mayor, Mr. Mukesh Suryan, wrote to the commissioner of the corporation saying that, listen, you know what? Close all meat shops during Navratri. Why? Because majority Hindus don't eat non-veg. So why open non-veg shop? Band karo non-veg shop. It is according to Hindu religion, Baba. So you have to close, shut it off. Okay. Now let's first answer the basic question. Are Hindus vegetarian by nature? Are all Hindus vegetarian? Are majority Hindus vegetarian? Let us first answer that question and then we will go to the next. Now, according to National Family Health Survey 2019-2020 report, National Family Health Survey. So it's not a private body's report. It is National Family Health Survey's report. Let us understand. Let us look at some statistics. Dark green is less than 25% population consumes chicken and fish or meat. Light green, 25 to 50% population consumes fish or chicken or meat. Yellow, 50 to 75% population consumes fish, chicken or meat. Saffron, 75 to 90% of the population consumes fish, chicken or meat. And the last, that is red, is 90% plus population consumes fish, chicken or meat. Now, let's take the statistics. In 16 states, over 90% consumes fish, chicken or meat. In 4 states, Union Territory, 75% to 90% of people consumes fish, chicken or meat. In 5 states, Union Territory, 50 to 75% consumes fish, chicken or meat. And in 4 states, 25 to 50% consumes fish, chicken or meat. And only one state, less than 25% consumes fish, chicken or meat. This is the story that statistics say. And which statistics? Statistics issued by the National Family Health Survey. Okay, let's take one more. Let's take one more statistics actually. Forget about fish, chicken and meat. Let's talk even about eggs. Okay. In 15 states, 90% of people, more than 90% of people consumes eggs. 6 states, Union Territory, 75 to 90. 5 states, Union Territory, 50 to 75. 4 states, it is 25 to 50%. And there is not a single state which consumes less than 25% of eggs. So less than 25% population that consumes eggs. So which means this myth about Hindus being vegetarian group is out, because more often than not, Hindus tend to eat non-veg. Okay. So then who are you banning this meat for? Acha. Now you would say, okay, ye 9 dinon mein na ye statistics is wrong, because in 9 days a lot of Hindus don't consume meat. Okay, that is also not correct, Because there are a lot of Hindus who consume meat during Navratri, a lot of Hindus who do not consume meat during Navratri. I am sure the statistics may change during Navratri because a lot of Hindus who otherwise consume meat may not consume meat in Navratri. But does that give right to stop others from eating meat? Forget about Muslims for the time being. Let's talk about Hindus. Does that give right to the state, to the administration, to even disallow others to eat meat just because one sect of people do not want to eat meat because that's the tradition they follow? Is that right? That's my question number 2. Okay, now my question number 3 is, are we changing the Hindu DNA? I will come to the Muslims and others later on. Are we changing the Hindu DNA? Okay, I come from a very traditional Hindu background. I used to, earlier on, not now, I don't, but earlier on I used to go to Sabrimala very often. I used to go to Sabrimala almost every year. And 45 days we follow very stringent rules. We eat less, we eat simple food. We live a simple life and so on and so forth. Of course, we don't eat non-veg. We don't touch non-veg. We don't eat rich food. At least a lot of us don't even eat rich food. Okay, we eat very simple food for 45 days. Achha, when we do that, it is not that my entire family therefore follows the same patyam or same rules that I follow. The rest of the family is free to eat what they want to eat. So that's the way it is, because that's what Hinduism has taught me. My wife at home, she follows some fasting because she does that. And she has been following it since our marriage 25 years back. And she has been following it. But that has not affected my lifestyle. We live in the same house. That has not affected my lifestyle. She follows her rules, her tradition. We don't interfere with hers and she doesn't interfere with us. And that's how any Hindu family follows their rituals. In Hindu household, there are a lot of people who follow Hanuman and a lot of people who follow Krishna in the same household. That doesn't mean that, because one person follows Hanuman, other has to forcibly follow Hanuman, or one person follow Krishna. The concept of Hinduism has been tolerance. The concept of Hinduism has been accepting every faith, every understanding, every belief, every tradition into itself. That's what Hinduism is all about. That's why you have temples, Hindu temples, where they serve fish as prasadam. Do you know that? They serve fish. So the fact is, by doing such things that Navratri, so everybody should be vegetarian, nobody should be allowed to eat non-veg, you are not harming anybody else. You are harming the DNA, the tradition of being a Hindu. I am proud of the fact that I am a Hindu because I am tolerant. And because somebody eats vegetarian in front of me when I am following my patyam for Sabrimala, that doesn't make him a bad man, or I have no problem with him. That's what he is doing and this is what I am doing. So what are we talking about here? Why are we spoiling our own tradition, our own DNA of being a Hindu? That's my question number 2. My question number 3. Then why this ban? Why this ban? It is not for Hindus, because Hindus traditionally doesn't have a problem if somebody else does something else. We do what we have to do and we continue doing what we do and we continue following our traditions. We don't have a problem with others. I'm talking about for a majority of Hindus. Now, why all this? Are we creating problems for others? Are we trying to target one particular community by creating issues? For instance, hijab, why are you wearing to school? You don't wear you don't wear hijab to school. Okay, you would wear hijab to school, I will wear saffron towel to school or whatever, gamcha to school. What are we trying to do? Are we trying to target? Are we trying to create problems for others? You can't do namaz in college. That one child she was seen doing offering her namaz in college in some CCTV, an empty classroom to the best of my knowledge, what I saw, and she was made to apologize to a panel. So what are we trying to do here? Okay, if something harms you, something offends you, something disturbs you, I can understand, because my religion should not disturb anybody else, whoever religion that is, and that should be equal to everybody, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, everybody. Anything that I do that harms my neighbor, that's wrong. You should stop it. You should ban it. You should not allow that to happen. But Things like, because Navratri, for so many years we have been practicing Navratri, so many decades, so many centuries we have been practicing Navratri, which, when did we ask others not to eat non-veg because it's Navratri? What logic does it make? So, are we using Hinduism not as a faith, but as a tool to harm another faith? Is that what we are trying to do? Think about it. Be it hijab ban, be it halal food, be it Navratri meat ban, every day you seem to be having one or another or a third rule. And who are these rules targeted to? Muslims. Because whose staple food is meat? Muslim staple food is meat. Who wears a hijab? Muslim wears a hijab. Who buys halal food? Muslim buys halal food. So, are we targeting purely in Muslims? Are we creating enemies? Think about it. Hinduism is not anybody's tool. Hinduism is not anybody's weapon. Hinduism is our faith, a glorious faith, for the simple reason that the biggest thing that a Hindu does is the fact that he is tolerant, he or she is tolerant. That's the biggest thing about Hinduism. And the more you get into Hinduism, the more you will understand it. And anybody who is going against that, is actually changing the DNA of Hinduism. And these are the people who are the most dangerous for this faith called Hinduism, for this glorious faith called Hinduism. I say this because I am a practicing Hindu and I realize it. Okay, now let me take you to another story. There is a channel, mainline channel. They call themselves a news channel. And a young journalist, and I feel sorry for this, a young journalist goes into a shop and picks up a Haldiram, snack, and says, "Ye Urdu mein kya likha hai? What is written in Urdu? Why is it written in Urdu?" She says. "You are writing in Urdu so that others don't understand. Hindus don't understand. Why are you writing this in Urdu? For starters, that pack, the description behind the pack was not in Urdu. It was in Arabic. And you know what? It is trending in Twitter. It is trending in Twitter. My God, this is what I was saying. Are we cherry picking problems so that we can target a particular community? Are we cherry picking problem? Chalo, let us assume that what the anchor said is true. Urdu is not a Muslim language. It's an Indo-Aryan language. Urdu is an Indo-Aryan language. Language is written in Perso-Arabic form. But the language is an Indo-Aryan language, and the only two countries that speaks Urdu is India and Pakistan. We are the only two countries that speak Urdu. And Pakistan, because we were one at one point in time, India and Pakistan was one. So it is a language that originated from India. And you know what? The government of India has something called as National Council for Promotion of Urdu Language. It's a government of India autonomous body for promoting Urdu language. And then this young girl, this young journalist goes and says that, "Baba, why is it written in Hindu?" Arey, aapko padhne ko nahi malum, so that means it is wrong. If I would have written it in Malayalam, would she object to it? She can't read Malayalam also, no? I'm sure she can't read Malayalam also. No North Indian person can read any South Indian language more often than not. So she can't read Malayalam. So would she object to that? If it was written in Tamil, would she object to that? If it was written in Kannada, would she object to that? She objected to it because it was written in Urdu. So Urdu in her mind equals Muslims. So she objected to it. So whatever is written in Urdu is against Hindus. Is that logic correct? I am asking any right-minded person. Is that logic correct? Anything written in Urdu means it is against Hindus. Is that right? If it is not right, how are we even promoting such narrative? Look at how it makes us look. For God's sake, look at how it makes us look. We look like idiots in front of the world when such news is carried across the globe. People laugh at us. And what logic are we promoting? We are a very traditionally rich country. We are a country of intelligent people. Few of the most intelligent minds in this world, even today, are Indians. For crying out loud, do not let our brand image be torn apart. Please do not let that happen. Please do not promote such things. And I request right-wingers, people who think, who believes in the right ideology, I would request them to come and talk against such stupidity. Urdu hai to galat hai. Hare. So to conclude, I ask these simple questions. For whom are we asking for hijab ban? For whom are we stopping a young girl to go and pray in an empty classroom? There was another article saying that the Vishwa Hindu Parishad is asking farmers not to sell their produce to a non-Hindu. Hindu farmers should only sell their produce to Hindu buyers. What are we talking about? When the sun shines on the crop, does the sun first call the person, the farmer, and say, Baba, ask it, tell you, kaun hai, Hindu hai ki Muslim hai? Does the sun ask you that? When the land is being irrigated, does the water check what you're Hindu or Muslim? So what gives you the right to say that the Hindu will only sell to another Hindu? What gives you that right? Why are we doing this? Why are we creating enemies? Who are we trying to help? Is that actually going to help Hinduism? Think about these questions. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.